to veto it. So the United Nations has skillfully been set up so that the West will also always be in the judgment seat when it comes to giving a decision about things that other countries are not happy with. Are you with me, my brother?
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah. So they've skillfully set up these organisations with swine flu epidemic.
All right. Come on.
The information or the information that was coming across to countries was not being delivered by chief medical officers. Even though chief medical officers were being put up on the TV, they were speaking with information that was coming forth from the World Health Organization, who were now basically telling chief medical officers of governments, this is what we have to do for this so-called swine flu. All right, the head of the World Health Organization, the deputy head, Dr. Margaret Chan, who was the person who was put up by the World Health Organization, what is she qualified in? Home economics. All right, not in anything medical.
So the business really, they're looking to
okay, and we should look at the World Health Organization, an organization who acts like it is concerned with our health. But if anybody was to read a quite eminent doctor, qualified doctor, Dr. Len Horowitz, who has written and got DVDs out there about the emerging Ebola and AIDS viruses, okay? The AIDS virus, which they tried to make out, came from the relationship they were trying to subtly hint between maybe a black person and a monkey, was in fact, if you like, commandeered by the World Health Organization, where they were asking, genealogists or eminent doctors to come up with a bacteria or a virus which can attack the human immune system. Why would a health organization, the World Health Organization, want to ask doctors to come up with a virus that attacks the human being immune system? Ain't they meant to be looking for cures to cancer? Ain't they meant to be looking for cures for things like swine flu, for things like AIDS, for things like Ebola? Okay, and Dr. Len Horowitz has got a great DVD out there if anybody wants to do their research and find out about the AIDS epidemic, okay, which has infected or been brought to Africa and other poor communities and areas, just as you mentioned how the CIA flooded communities worldwide with crystal meth, with crack cocaine, with cocaine, with skunk weed. There is a concentrated effort to reduce the population of the planet, and some are subscribing very quietly and very secretly to this particular hidden agenda politically, which is being, if you like, driven by a organization, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, that was, wait for it, that was set up to bring peace, prosperity, health and harmony between human beings. So when the United Nations was actually set up in 1945, which led on from the League of Nations, the reason why it was set up was to stop all of the wars that we've seen been taking place on the planet since the Second World War, and also to bring harmony and peace between the different relations, so the different races, to different nations and the different tribes, incorporating the whole of humanity. And as we explained on our last interview, all right, anybody who's peddling the myth or trying to peddle the policy that there's too many human beings on the planet, that's a lie. Because as we explained to you, nature is a recycling organism. That's why your fruits bear seeds, so that we can plant those seeds, so that food is continuous. See what I'm saying to you? Once we explain it like this, Brother Dougie, it's quite self-explanatory. People go, oh yeah, that makes sense, brother. You hear what we're saying to you? But through the bombardment of the Western media, Western governments, through their secret societies, they are infiltrating our societies with the information, being that they control the media, that the population of the world is not sustainable. But as we've already ascertained, that the planet Earth is a recycling organism. That's why it yields food that continuously recycles. If we was to have an interview or have this debate with a farmer would be able now to break down to us scientifically that at this stage, he's getting ready to plant the seeds. At this stage, he's nurturing, watering, making sure that the soil is good to give him the best possible fruit, vegetable, or whatever it is that he needs to grow, in order, for him, to make sure that when harvest comes, that there's now enough food, not just for the year round, but for any future years when we may have famine. How this ties now into Jamaica. What we see with Jamaica is that when now the West, during those slave trades, became aware of the spices and became aware of sugar, because this is the biggest drug, because sugar led to the slave trade. The discovery of the West of sugar, of cinnamon, of spices, etc., 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 this led to the slave trade. The legacy of that slave trade is that our races who had the abundance of these resources on the islands where our parents were born, where our grandparents, our great-grandparents, where our ancestors, the wealth was literally stolen from under the feet of our ancestors, through the Atlantic slave trade. The wealth that was to be obtained from sugar, sugarcane, spice, etc., etc. Because before they actually sailed to the New World, the food on this side of the world was very bland. The food that they were eating, these conditions that they were living into in what they're calling the Dark Ages in Europe, these things led to things like the bubonic plague. This wiped out an awful lot of Europe's population until they came into contact, with the civilizers of those who call themselves civilized. The West likes to call themselves a civilized society, but it wasn't until they came into contact with the natives of the Caribbean, the natives of Africa, where they learn about how to, where they learn about things like aloe vera and how to wash with aloe vera and wash with the hair. And we're not being racist here. I don't want anybody to say that we're a race hate preacher or a race hate lecturer. The truth is the truth, and the truth is good. It's like grandma's medicine, Dougie. It's bitter to taste, but sweet to the belly, and it's good for you in the long run.
But I just want to bring you on thing about sugar, because I mean, as you know, my brother, that you imagine, right? They take the sugar out to the from Jamaica, right? And then they repackage to send it back to the
correct, my brother. That's right. Break it down, my brother. And this is what has been taking place, with the resources, that the Most High, Allah, Jah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahayu, the Tetragrammaton, YHVH, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, call the ancestors, whatever you want to call them, that's your right. Most of the wealth that makes up the stock markets that we hear about so much on the news